Hi there, class. It's Miss Dobson here. We never really expected our year to end like this, did we? I most certainly did not. Well, I wanted to have one more chance to read a story to you. And I wanted to look dressed up and pretty, but as you can see behind me, I've been packing up our room today, and so this is the way it is. This is the way our year is ending in a different way than we expected. But I wanted to do one more Tisket Tasket Basket. So, will you sing for me? Can you sing it? A tisket, a tasket, my teacher has a basket. I wonder, what book she'll read to me. I do have a special book for you today in my Tisket Tasket Basket, and it is called Shoo Fly, Don't Bother Me. It is written and illustrated, so the author and the illustrator are the same person. His name is Jared Paul Wilson. I have actually met him, but I also know his mom. He's like a real person that we could all know. And guess what? Right now, he is also a nurse. So he's doing a very important job for us during this difficult time. So I thought, I want to read a book, but you have to have the author's permission. So I called his mom, and his mom called him, and he said that he would love for my class to get to hear his book. So this is a regular guy who has extraordinary skills, just like so many of you. He's a very good artist, and he is a wonderful author as well. So I hope you enjoyed this story called Shoo Fly, Don't Bother Me. He also has a website that you can go to, and I'll share that information on our Blooms link so that you can go there as well. Sit back and enjoy our last Tisket Tasket Basket story. Have you ever heard the story about the shoo fly? It's a small tale about a tiny bug trying to find her way in the big, scary world. Her adventure began on that distant hill in the local shoe store. The fly was called a shoo fly because she loved living in a shoe. The shoo fly picked a pair of fine leather boots to be her home. Boots make a wonderful place for a bug with wings because the door is on the roof. Did you notice that it says wipe your wings instead of wipe your feet? The tiny bug's house would have been perfect, except none of the shoe store customers liked the shoo fly. Every time she flew from her happy home, customers would start throwing things at her and yelling, "Shoo fly, don't bother me." Oh, goodness. They're not fans of the shoo fly. One morning, the shoo fly's house was suddenly snatched up. A chubby little cowboy grabbed the boots and was sticking his stinky feet into them. Oh, look at the shoo fly's little face. He is not happy about that. While the cowboy purchased the boots, the shoo fly buzzed around his cowboy hat. Without the boots, she would have no place to call her home. So she followed the boot-snatching cowboy outside. It's a bit of a grumpy-faced cowboy. As the cowboy hopped into his truck, the tired bug flew herself onto the windshield with a loud thud. Wanting her house back, the shoo fly held on with all her strength as the cowboy drove back to his farm. Oh boy, that's going to be a wild ride. Once they arrived at the farm, the cowboy took his new boots inside. The fly became very scared as she buzzed around the house, trying to figure out what to do. Where could a shoo fly live on the farm? She missed the local shoe store where shoo flies belonged. Under an old oak tree, the shoo fly noticed a fuzzy squirrel eating acorns above her. "Excuse me, fuzzy squirrel," asked the fly. "May I live with you?" The squirrel squeaked. "You don't climb trees or eat acorns. Shoo fly, don't bother me." The fly followed an old wooden fence until she flew right into a plump pig playing in the mud. "Excuse me, plump pig," asked the fly. "May I live with you?" The pig oinked. "Shoo flies don't play in the mud. Shoo fly, don't bother me." Up on a hill, the tiny bug discovered a group of white fluffy sheep. "Excuse me, white fluffy sheep," asked the fly. "May I live with you?" The sheep baaed. "You don't look white or fluffy. Shoo fly, don't bother me." Oh, poor shoo fly's not having any luck. The shoo fly then saw a spotted cow picking dandelions in the pasture. "Excuse me, spotted cow," asked the fly. "May I live with you?" Thinking long and hard, the cow mooed. "Shoo flies are not spotted and they do not pick dandelions. Shoo fly, don't bother me." Inside a hen house, the shoo fly discovered a group of clucking chickens sitting on eggs. "Excuse me, clucking chickens," asked the fly. "May I live with you?" The chickens clucked. "Cluck, cluck, cluck. You don't lay eggs and you're too small to sit on them. Shoo fly, don't bother me." I like how they're sitting on one big egg each, like they're chairs, like a couple of ladies talking. That makes me have funny thoughts. The shoo fly was very scared. Not knowing where to live, she flew inside the barn to cry. She wanted to go back to the shoe store where shoo flies belonged, not stuck on the farm. Her tiny bug tears got the attention of a tired old horse. "Come and sit with me and tell me why you are crying," whinnied the old horse. The fly explained how the farm animals were all mean to her because she was different. The horse smiled and neighed. "You can be happy anywhere as long as you have someone to love." "Excuse me, tired old horse," asked the fly. "May I live with you?" "Of course you may live with me. We are very different, but I will still love you." The fly was then called a horsefly because she loved living with the old horse. So the story of the shoe fly ends with a new beginning. The horsefly had found her home, and the shoe fly never bothered anyone ever again. Do you see how they've made a heart? How he's made a heart out of the horseshoe? I hope you enjoyed this story called Shoe Fly Don't Bother Me by Jared Paul Wilson. Again, I'm going to link the website in our Blooms post, and you can go and see other things that he does. He has some amazing art to look at as well. I wanted to talk about one of the messages in this book. One of the messages in this book is that the ending had a new beginning. So instead of being a shoe fly, he's now a horsefly. Kindergarten has come to an end, but a new beginning is coming your way. You are headed to first grade. First grade. You're going to be on the other side of the building from me, but still able to come back and give me a hug. I will never say that you're bothering me because I love you so, so much. Just like the shoe fly was different than all the other the animals in the farm, each one of you is different. Each one of you is taking a little piece of my heart with you on to first grade. I have loved every minute of our time together. It is very, very hard for us to end our year this way. I find it really hard that we didn't get to have our last hugs and our last moments together. It's really hard to sit in this room and be alone. It's so quiet. And we were such a loud and rowdy and fun class. It doesn't seem quite right for our year to end like this. But this year is a year that will go down in history. Your parents will always remember how your kindergarten was different than every other kindergarten year, and you will remember it too when you are growing up. So I hope that among all the things that you remember that I love you so, so much, and that one of my favorite things to do with you was read books. And I hope that you will keep reading, because reading can take you places. It can take you to a farm. It can take you to a shoe store. It can take you to the moon. You can learn things, but you can also just read for so much fun. So sing my Tisket Tasket song one more time so that this amazing book can go back into the basket. Ready? A tisket, a tasket, my teacher has a basket. I wonder what she'll read next time. All right, my friends, I love you so much. Have a happy summer. Come see me when you're in first grade. If you're moving somewhere different, your parents already know my email address. They know my phone number. You know my address to my house. Don't lose touch. Stay in touch. Let me know how you're doing, and let me know how you're growing and changing through the years. I love you all, and goodbye.